Hi, everybody. I want to welcome you to episode number 7 of Kickin Aspergers. I'm your host, Tim, and today we're going to talk about pets. And as you can tell, I got my little critter here. She's not very happy about me holding her, so say hi to the camera, Roach. Say hi, people. Hi. See you later. There, she'll say hi. Again, I want to welcome you back to episode number 7 of Kickin Aspergers. Today, I am going to talk about what it's like to have pets. Again, I'm your host, Tim, and I want to remind you that I am not a medical professional. I have no sort of medical training whatsoever. If you think you have Asperger's or have been diagnosed with Asperger's, I suggest that you talk to a licensed medical professional, whether that be a psychiatrist, psychologist, physician, pediatrician, therapist, whoever. Someone who has more training than I do, because my training is exactly zero. All of my, everything that I say here is stuff that I've read about or just my own personal opinion. So today I want to talk about pets, and as you know, I've got 2 cats actually. You see Roach. Roach is a fun little cat. Roach found me through a wildlife trap behind my mom's office. And then I've got another cat that I inherited from my grandmother named Duchess. I call her Duchess the Wonder Cat. Oh, and by the way, Roach is not the legal proper name or whatever of the cat. The legal proper name of Roach is Nimbus, but I call her Roach. And Roach is what she responds to. Duchess is my late grandmother's cat. Duchess is a blind cat and pretty much lives in one room and doesn't come out a whole lot. She likes being away from Roach because Roach will attack her. It's kind of unfair when you've got a kitten that's 10 years younger than you are and can jump and you can't see. So I tend to keep the 2 of them separated. So, and then over at my parents' house, we got a few dogs over there. One of which is my late grandmother's dog, and that dog named Blondie. She listens to me more than she does anyone else. And then my dad has his dog Zeddy, and my mom has her dog Cotton, or as I like to call the one-tooth wonder dog that is Cotton. I like to call her Fang. So why do I want to talk about pets? It's one of those things that, quite honestly, when you start dealing with people that have Asperger's, we have a hard time dealing with people, interacting with people, understanding what people say, and I started thinking, what about if we were to, have a discussion about pets? And I think that there is some benefit that we can have with pets. For instance, they give us someone, something to talk to as Roach continues to make her cameo over there in the corner. They give us kind of someone to talk to or something to talk to, and of course they don't necessarily respond to help us exercise our speech skills, especially our verbal skills, because having conversations with other people can be somewhat difficult. And talking to a pet, or even quite honestly talking to a stuffed animal, if you've got that, I think can help get over some of those jitters that you can almost practice with your pet or with your stuffed animal. And I think a lot of us with Asperger's and just people in general tend to be worried about what someone else is going to think when we talk to them. Did I say something right? Did I say something wrong? Did they misunderstand what I said? So on and so forth. So if you can kind of try out a little bit and get a little bit comfortable in having conversations with, someone who can't talk back. Although Miss Roach, she'll talk back. But that's beneficial. At the same time, those of us with Asperger's have a hard time reading people, and we're people too, and we don't pick up on the social cues that other people give off, such as when when you're making them feel uncomfortable, or when you said something that they don't understand, or they take something the wrong way. And really, this is a bigger issue in my mind with dogs than it is cats. Cats are little itty bitty things. Cats aren't gonna rip your flesh off. They'll claw you, and I've had some good clawings from cats. But dogs tend to be a little bit bigger. They tend to be a little bit more violent, if you will. They can inflict greater harm. You don't hear about people going to the hospital because of cat bites. It's dog bites. And I think if we have a hard time understanding and really relating to other people, how is it, or picking up the social cues from other people, how is it that we're going to pick up on the cues that our pets will give us? And I think that's something that we need to be, if you're a parent or a sibling or something like that you need to be cognizant of, is that when you start introducing animals, pets, into the lives of someone who falls on the autism spectrum, of someone who has Asperger's, that we're not the best at picking up social cues, and dogs have, and cats have very different social cues than people do. People can also tell you how you make them feel. A dog really has nothing but action. A cat has nothing but action. They can't exactly say, "Hey, it made me feel uncomfortable," or "I'm going to attack you," or anything like that. So I think that's something that if I think pets are a good thing. I am an animal lover. I absolutely love pets. Admittedly, it's something that was a wedge in one of my relationships, having pets and what we defined as pets. But I think pets are very beneficial. I think they're good for your mental health. I think they're good for children to learn responsibility. I think they are just great creatures that just they do random things, and the spontaneity can be fun. And like I said, I don't want to scare anyone away from introducing a pet into the life of an Aspie or someone who has Asperger's, but I do want to kind of urge you to exercise caution when choosing a certain pet, or going for dogs, a particular breed of dog. For instance, I got to be honest with you, I cannot stand chows. I've been bitten by chows. My family, extended family, we've had chows as guard dogs. I've been around chows, and they make me feel uncomfortable. And chows, of course, dogs, animals in general, will they sense that you fear them, and of course that puts them in a certain level of control. And I don't think that would be good for someone who has Asperger's, to have an animal that you cannot really communicate with, that it really has control over you. Maybe some German Shepherds or some Pit Bull mixes. Although I think a lot of the way that our pets behave is a reflection of who we are as pet owners, and how we raise them, and how we treat them. So, I'm all for bringing in pets, but again, it's one of those things, especially when you start dealing with little kids, or little kids that are, little kids in general, you need to exercise caution with. But, people that have Asperger's, you need to almost give them a level of training to say, hey, when the cat does this, when you hold it like this, that means it doesn't like it. It's going to scratch you. When you're doing this to a dog and starts growling, that's what this means. Be careful. When hair raises on the back of an animal, what does that mean? How to react to that, and just use caution. Again, I don't want to say that you don't want to have pets with people that have Asperger's. I think pets are great therapeutic tools for everyone, especially for people with Asperger's, because it does give you an outlet to exercise some of your social skills, as silly as that sounds. I prefer to do it with a pet. You could do it with a mirror. I prefer to do it with a pet because, you do get a reaction. Usually, Roach here, I talk to Roach and she looks at me like I'm an idiot. Probably am. I'm talking to a cat. But, it's an outlet for me. So that's really all I've got today as far as what I'm going to cover here on Kickin Asperger's. Again, I really appreciate everyone's support and you tuning in, watching. I hope that you find these little bits to be beneficial, that if you work with someone who has Asperger's or is on the autism spectrum, if you have it yourself and you don't know how to relate to someone else, that you can share these videos, and hopefully they get some insight. Again, I do this because I want to help bridge that gap and help educate people and create better understanding between those that have Asperger's that seem a little bit different and those that don't. Again, I'm not a medical professional. If you think you have Asperger's, please go seek a medical professional, get a professional diagnosis, and I look forward to speaking to you next week. Again, if you like this video, please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel so that when I upload the next video that you get notified of that. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week.